Believe the hype, guys, the SPAC is back with the brand new Spike Factory Paragon Mega Massive Munitions Factory coming in at the whopping cost of 800,000, which makes it the second most expensive Paragon behind the Goliath Doom ship. So today, to showcase the power of this new Paragon, I will be testing it out on the brand new map Spa Pits and seeing how far the Paragon can survive at degree 1 and the max degree 100. Let's hop right into it. Which, if any of you guys played BTD5, this map might seem a bit familiar as it's kind of like a re-edition of the BTD5 really difficult map of Tar Pits. I think that was the hardest map in BTD5, but this is obviously a beginner level track, so not very hard in BTD6. I'm trying to first figure out how the map actually operates because you can see there's these little spike piles at the end on these loops. Basically, that's through one of the monkey knowledge points I have where it throws on spikes at the end of the track. But because there's 5 separate piles, that means there's 5 separate ending track spots on this map. Or at least that's my interpretation of it. So let's wait for the spikes to die out and then we'll see how the map layout works. Right now, nothing crazy. They're just going through all the loops. Okay, and then does it finish up over here? It looks like it does. That's what I'd assume, but then why was there spikes on every single loop is my question. All right, if we go to the next round here, goes like that. Does it follow the same long track again? And it's looking like it does. Huh. So I'm a bit confused why there's more spikes, but maybe in like the late game rounds, you get less track length, like maybe after every 10 rounds or something. We'll see. Right now, though, it looks like the track is just pretty much every single loop and it ends over here. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to showcase this Spike Factory Paragon. I think it's going to be incredibly strong. I mean, it's the second most expensive Paragon. It's $680,000 inside of easy mode here. The only Paragon that's more expensive is obviously the Ace at $765,000. So I have big expectations for this guy. We are going to do 2 tests, though. I'll first be getting a degree 1 Spike Factory Paragon once I can afford it, and then I'll be getting a degree 100 one later in the game, and kind of seeing how long both of those can last on the new map. But I've got to farm pretty hard to afford that Spike Factory Paragon, so that's what I'm going to be aiming to do. After this round, I should be able to get my Monkeyopolis pretty comfortably. That's the plan from this IMF loan. So we're going to sell the Rare Quincy action figure. I'm going to get a discount, another discount, and then under double discount, we'll get this up. We'll collect you. I'm a flown ability and Monkeyopolis. And I guess under triple discount as well, might as well get a balloon trap in here and get back to farming. Perfect. As for the farming, there's actually not that much farming space on this map because probably 50% of the map is just water. So it's most likely a good idea. Well, also, wait a second, camo potion. I am in a bit of trouble here. Maybe get a mermonkey in here just to clean up shop. But it's probably in my best interest to get a decent-sized Monkeyopolis on the field, so let's do that. And get my village back in here with Monkey City. Am I good? I think we're fine, yeah, okay. Our defenses are certainly starting to get overwhelmed, though, so maybe just get carpeted spikes finally on our side. We'll play it safe, you know what I'm saying? I have the money for it. Alright, and this is pretty much the max farming I'm going to go for. I'm hoping that this is enough to fund our Paragons we'll need later. It should easily be enough for the degree 1, but degree 100 will obviously cost a lot of Paragon totems from Geraldo. That's why I brought this hero, and then quite a bit of money in the cash slider as well. But for now, let's just get the 3 5th tier spike factories. Perma-spike location, I guess, can go over here on smart targeting. That's probably the best play. And there it is, guys. Mega Massive Munitions Factory, 680,000. Remember, this is easy mode, so if you're playing in medium difficulty, it's going to be 800k. And then if you're in hard difficulty, I think it'll be roughly 864,000 for this upgrade. So quite an expensive Paragon. I'm hoping it packs a punch, though. All right, and with my crazy farming, guys, I now have enough to get the Paragon. So honestly, it's getting the smack dab center right here. I think it gets more range when you upgrade it, but we'll see. Buy it. It does have more range. Okay, this thing looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, there's basically like a spirit of the forest vines going around the map. I'm curious as to how much damage that deals. Wait, okay, it does throw down. Okay, I was wondering how long it would actually take to throw down a spike. It takes a very long time, but I'm assuming those spikes are incredibly strong. And there's also 2 activated abilities. We'll try the first one here, which looks to be like a spike storm. That is not a spike storm. That's actually just increases the production speed. Okay, and it seems like it's off cooldown right now. Wait. Oh, you can use that once per round, actually. Look at that. So if I use it right now, it comes off cooldown incredibly quick, but then I can't use it again until round 80, my guess is. And another thing I need to keep track of is, do the spikes disappear when the round ends? Or do they stay around, like the perma spike? They do stay around, okay. And yeah, you can see I can use it again. Perfect. So with the spikes staying around, one thing I'm thinking about with this Paragon is it's going to be absolutely insane for bosses, right? Because you can just place this guy rounds before the boss actually comes out. It places its ton of spikes down and can just insta-kill probably really high tier bosses. Now I'm guessing there's no shot they have infinite lifespan. I don't know how long they actually stay around. Maybe similar to like the perma spike's length. But either way, let's test out the second ability here, which looks interesting as well. Okay, it shoots like deadly spike piles around the map. That is weird. I don't really know what to make of that. How long does it last for? It's still shooting them around the map. They're like glowing too, which leads me to believe there's some sort of landmine where if balloons explode them, they'll probably have like a big explosion. I don't know. Currently though, I'm very intrigued. Looks to be a really cool Paragon. All right, round 99. We're defending some fortified DTs right now. I'm very curious as to how strong this attack Paragon is against the round 100 BAD. So here we go. Let's use the other ability as well. Oh my! Did you see that? When it put down the deadly spiked mine, it literally just one-shot the BAD layer. And I'm guessing these other ones can, yeah, just clean up pretty easily. Okay. I'm excited. Now, when I did the same Paragon test with the TAC Paragon upon release, I'm pretty sure the degree 1 TAC Paragon survived till round 140. And the degree 100 TAC Paragon survived till round 200. Okay, we're about to encounter our next site at BADs in round 118 here, so definitely, oh, it's 119 actually, which there will be 3 BADs, and I'm pretty sure it's about double the HP as the round 100 one with how ramping works in this game. So let's test it. See if that other ability can what just happened? Wait, what just happened? I clicked the ability and the whole map exploded. That was nuts. I'm guessing it's because there's still deadly spikes around the screen, so when you click it and you have the previous ability's deadly spikes already placed, it just insta-explodes all of them. I need to test that one again. But either way, the BADs are obviously no challenge. I've got a good feeling this guy's gonna survive for a while. Okay, we're getting the ability back. Let's see if it does a map-wide explosion once again. No, it did not. Huh. I'm not really sure how it works then. Maybe there weren't like any deadly spike mines when I clicked it the second time. So if I use the mine ability right now, does it explode them? Oh, it does. Okay, I see how it works now. The first time you click it, it deploys the mines around the entire map. And the second time you click it, it explodes all of them at once. That's how it works. So the next thing I want to test with these deadly spike mines that are around the map is if they time out. Because currently they've been down for about 4 rounds. And none of them have timed out yet. Obviously, if balloons reach them, then they explode. But if balloons don't reach them, do they just stay around to use the ability next? Okay, they exploded right now, so I think they lasted like 6 or 5 rounds. Alright, at this point, I'm hoping I farmed enough money to get the degree 100 later, so I've just sold all my farms to clear out some space, make everything look a little bit more appealing, and now we're nearing around 140, which means we can test how well Spike Factory Paragon does, and if it can outdo what my TAC Paragon degree 1 did. Let's see. Alright, let's send it. Explode? Okay, dude. I should have waited to explode. We're gonna try that again because I want to test just how good like their regular mines do as well. But the explosion literally just one-shot the fortified BAD, which is ridiculous as is. Dude, this Spike Factory Paragon is absurd. That's around 140 fortified BAD in a degree 1 Paragon just destroyed it like that. That is actually insanely strong. The second one we'll just use explosion for, but this probably has a lot more rounds to go, in all honesty. Like, even if there's just BADs in the regular round set, I don't think we'll get overrun pretty easily here. Alright, right now we're looking at 31, nearing 32 million pops on our Spike Factory Paragon. And yeah, 10 rounds later, after round 140, still have had pretty much no issues defending the AI. If anything gets scary, I can always just use that spiked mine explosion and it just wipes out the entire map. It's so satisfying, guys. Now, outlasting the TAC Paragon isn't that impressive at the end of the day because TAC Paragon is obviously very cheap. It's one of the weaker Paragons. So one thing we need to keep in mind here in this test is I remember H-Bomb, my boy, made a video testing how long degree 100 Paragons last a while ago. And inside of his video, the longest lasting Paragon was degree 100 boat Paragon at round 226. So if the Spike Factory Paragon can surpass that, then we know how powerful this guy really is. Wait, I died. What? The balloons just randomly went through. I wonder if I died from balloons exiting at a different area too. It didn't look like they traveled the full map length. So maybe this map does not operate. Like maybe the map does change how it kind of operates there. Let's see. Where do the balloons exit from? And the thing is, when you retry the round, I lost all the spikes that were previously down as well. Yeah, I don't know where the balloons are exiting. Well, let's see if I can salvage this run anyways. We're gonna use the other ability. Okay, we're still alive. Yeah, everything's good. Okay. We beat the round with the abilities used, but... Huh. Pretty weirded out by that death. I guess we'll see if it happens again here. Am I dead? No. We're good. This map's gotta have some sort of secret exit point or something though. Like there's no other way to describe how I was dying, right? I'm dead again. I'm dead again. What's going on? I'm just dead instantly. Okay, let's try to get the abilities off at the start so then I don't die instantly. Okay, I guess it was DTs that killed me. I saw something fly around the map. I think that was DTs. I'm not sure. I'm honestly just considering doing the same test but on logs or something, because I'm not really understanding how this map's operating right now. Some of you guys in the comment section down below probably know what's going on, but I don't. Either way, before we change maps, I will just see what the absolute limit of the Spike Factory Paragon on this map is. And it looks to be around 159. Okay, we're gonna change maps. Before we hop into logs though, I did look at the footage quite a bit to try to analyze what was going on with the map, and I've got some sort of idea here. So you can see in this instance, I die pretty much immediately when the round starts. But if we slow down the footage, what actually happens is from the start of the path, a DDT enters and exits inside of like one frame, which is really odd. So what I did was use the Spike Factory abilities immediately, which popped the DDT. But look, after I pop it, the DDT insides spawn out in all 5 circles pretty much inside of ceramics, which is also weird. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on. There's probably some explanation for how the track's actually working here. Or honestly, because it's a developer build, this could all just be a glitch at the end of the day too. Who knows? But if you have any idea, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, we're not quite back to round 157 yet, but one thing I did notice is I actually did track how long the like Supermine spikes stay on the map, and it's 5 rounds, so nice thing to note. Especially if you're doing like a boss event, you want to place down the Spike Factory Paragon 5 rounds before the boss comes to build this biggest pile possible. Okay, funny enough, the Spike Factory Paragon actually might be worse on logs, because I've noticed a weird thing about how it works. You can see here around 153, I'm actually going down. And the reason behind it is because of how the second ability works, the Deadly Spike ability. If I throw it down, you can see it places it at the very back of the map, but it only places 1 on this map, while it placed like 5 or 6 on the previous map. And my guess is the reasoning behind this is it places 1 per lane of the map, and logs only has 1 lane, and the previous map has more than 1 lane, as we kind of established from the start. So I probably drastically overhyped the damage of it. Not saying round 153 is a bad round or anything, but that second ability is somewhat dependent on the map you play. Okay guys, just a quick editor's note about the Spike Factory Paragon and that second ability in specific, because I had the wrong interpretation of it. It's not dependent on the amount of lanes in the map or anything. The ability is basically just glitched on logs in the side of the developer build, because if I go on Monkey Meadow here, you can see it throws down a ton of the spiked mines around the map, the deadly spiked mines. So I'd assume when the update actually comes out, it's going to be fixed for logs as well. But yeah, continue on with the video now. Either way though, we'll see if the second try I can make something happen. I do have the spike ability back, so we're going to throw that down again. And it looks like second time around, I am probably good with the second spike thrown. Okay. So we still might be able to make it to 157, but probably not much farther. Oh, and we are actually just dead at the end of the round. Okay, we'll call it at 154. I think that's fair. All right, so the next thing I do is first of all, see if I have enough Paragon totems down to get a degree 100 without getting any Spike Factory pops in here. I might, but I'm not sure. What degree do I get here? It looks like 85. Also, that thing looks absolutely sick. I've just got to say right now. That is much more visually appealing than degree 1. But either way, in that case, what I'll do is just get Spike Factory pops for a couple of rounds because I should be able to cure pops pretty quickly. And then after that, we'll get the degree 100 Paragon. I'm actually curious though, how strong are the 5th tier Spike Factories compared to the degree 1 Paragon with a little bit of buffs? It's looking like the 3 5th tier Spike Factories are stronger. This is a much cheaper defensive setup as well than just getting the Paragon. But one thing that needs to be taken into consideration is Paragons have much higher boss damage. They have like a boss amplifier. So against boss balloons, the Paragon, my guess is still absurdly strong. All right, I think at this point I have gotten enough pops. So let's sell everything off once again. Only the Paragon on the screen. Here we go. Degree 100, please. 99! You gotta be kidding me, bro. I guess we wait one more round. Ninja Kiwi's gotta be trolling me at this point though. 99 is crazy. All right. Now it should be 100, right? Let's see. Perfect. Let's see how the damage is looking though. BAD? BAD is no more. Damage is so much stronger than degree 1 as well. It's good for the video to test degree 1 versus degree 100, but in all reality, you're pretty much never gonna have a degree 1 Paragon since by just spamming a couple Spike Factory tiers afterwards, you can easily get it to like a degree 20. So that wasn't necessarily... That's not a realistic Paragon to what you're going to have in a game, you know what I'm saying? We've now made it to around 175 with the degree 100 Spike Factory Paragon. So far, nothing has really thrown a challenge my way. This thing is just taking out everything, even without the help of the Deadly Spike ability. In all honesty though, the Deadly Spike ability just isn't very helpful at all on a map with single lane. It was great on the Spa Pits map, but here it's pretty much just only the super mines that are doing damage, and once you pop the supermine, obviously it explodes into like a little bit of carpet of spikes, which helps you out too. One thing I've been thinking about though is right now I'm just using that increased production ability at the start of every round, but in reality I could wait and use it like mid-round or something. I'm not sure if the timing matters because it's a Spike Factory and like the spikes stay around, so I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about that. I feel like just using it at the start of rounds probably the most effective way to use it. BADs get absolutely annihilated still. We're good. All right, guys, round 199. We are nearing the round 200 mark. So far, the Spike Factory Paragon has still had 0 issues beating the rounds. One thing I do notice, though, with how this Paragon works is just the regular blimps that aren't even BADs do eat up a good amount of your pile. So, like, the ZOMGs and stuff hurt your Paragon quite a bit. Also, fortified BAD here. Absolutely no problem. That is ridiculous. So, with that being said, adding something like a Bloon Crush at the start of the map just to stall all of the regular blimps and have your Spike Factory Paragons focus the BAD layers would be a massive help to your defensive strength. Which is kind of different to how the other Paragons operate, because most of the other Paragons can deal with the ZOMGs, all that stuff incredibly easily, and the BADs are the only concern, right? But Spike Factory Paragon, that's not the case. Either way, that's the farthest balloons I've gotten so far. So that's a sign the harder rounds are coming. Fortified bads though, like dude, it's just not a problem for me to defend fortified bads. It's so weird. So with all that being said, what I'm actually considering doing is first seeing how long the degree 100 Paragon's gonna last, because it should be able to last a very long time. But then afterwards, adding a simple Bloon Crush and a Camel Village at the top of the map and seeing how many rounds that adds. Because I feel like spending that like $50,000 can make an insane amount of difference to our defense here. This fortified bad is getting quite far. Am I good? Ooh. I'm good, I'm good. That got a little close though. The end is near. Okay, 2 fortified BADs, like both half HP. This might be the end. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm defending that. Let's throw in a Deadly Spike in the back. Maybe that can help me out a little bit. The first one went down, but the second one... That Deadly Spike has a lot of work to do, guys. I'm so dead. All right. 213, we'll call it there for the degree 100, which is still a pretty good showing. But now, adding a Bloon Crush to the mix with a Camo Village, I think this is going to add an insane amount of rounds. That's my guess. It's also going to take incredibly long because you guys can tell why. I don't really have to explain myself. And it's looking like I was right in the fact that the Bloon Crush adds an insane amount of power to my defense here, because we're about to hit round 225. No problem. I've just been selling and rebuying this Bloon Crush every time. So then I don't have to wait like 30 minutes per round, but I can still get a really solid pile. You know what I'm saying? And look at this, round 225, absolutely annihilated, not a problem at all. And another hour plus later, guys, we have made it all the way to round 250. Yes, that's just how insane this Spike Factory Paragon is if you pair it with the Bloon Crush, because obviously it has an insane amount of BD damage, and the Bloon Crush just stalls the round pretty much infinitely. That way you build up an insane spike pile going into the next round, and you do it all over again. Now, the thing about free play rounds is after round 250, the ramping gets significantly faster. I think it's like 3 times as quick that the BDs gain health. So you can see here the rounds start to get a lot more difficult, and round 254 is actually the ending round. There's just a ton of fortified BDs and regular BDs. It does run through my spike pile barely, but this was a pretty good showing of the Paragon. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about the Spike Factory Paragon overall, if you like it, if you're excited for it. And also look at that pop count, guys, 1,065,000,000. Absolutely ridiculous. That's it for today, and if you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. I'm Mike out. Peace, guys.